So,
Hi.
hi everybody.
Round 50.
Yeah, it's um. So okay, so I guess
That was bad.
I don't want lame introductions because I can't stand them. But adults with sippy cups or grown-ups with sippy cups? I guess the viewers can decide.
Okay.
I don't know. Y'all want grown-ups with sippy cups because it rhymes? Because I'm a DJ. No, I'm not a DJ. Or do we want to go with adults with sippy cups? I don't know, but it it doesn't
You let
matter.
us know.
Yeah, you guys let us know. But do you want to introduce yourself, or do you want me to just go
Oh, you
through
know what?
and?
You go with introducing yourself first.
Oh, is it because like ABCDs?
Yeah.
Icons of that's ew. Anyway, so
And because you look so beautiful, so you should definitely go
thank you,
first.
but I no. So okay. So I'm Aisha. I'm 46. I'm an entrepreneur, philanthropist. Let me stop. No, I just had to. I couldn't help myself. But yes, 46. I'm a caregiver, live-in caregiver, and I caregive for persons, peoples, places, or things that are unable to do so for themselves. Yeah, go ahead.
Why'd you say it like that? For themselves.
Because sometimes it happens. I don't know.
For themselves.
We are so unserious.
Well, that'll make us more relatable, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, God, don't get distracted today. Go ahead. So you.
No, you're going to be good. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Like, you don't want to talk about anything else?
As we progress through, I'll. You know what I'm saying?
I know what
So,
you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so I'm Lisa. Aisha's my Aisha. Aisha is my bestie. We've been friends since we were kids, and here we are, like 500 years later. So yeah, no, I'm 47, dog walker, and trying to venture into other things. Eventually, the goal is life coaching. No, not life coaching, health coaching, because health is my thing. Um, yeah, so I'm in perimenopause.
Me too. Me
I should
too.
And so I guess some of the things that we're going to focus on are, talking about health related things. And we're just going to try to keep this like fun and educational, so that people can relate. And, maybe there's something that we have going on in our lives that, other people can relate to, be like, oh, like, yeah, I'm going through that also. And then, share, what has worked for you. And, we'll just see where this goes going forward.
Yeah, I like that. What's funny is anytime I think about what we're doing, I always do the why, when, how. When you're writing
Oh, yeah.
for yeah. So I always like to, and you went through that. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh wait, the camera's rolling. No, just kidding. So one thing that
I figured it out.
yes. Oh yes. So
So we're going to be serious eventually. Don't worry.
well, I mean, when we touch on serious topics, because for our first final like cut here of the first video intro, um, there was a situation that was had this morning where a friend I haven't talking. I speak to her most of the time. She stays busy now, so I'm not going to put her out there like that, but she stays excessively busy now. And she reached out to me. And so with where we're trying to go with this, I thought this was perfect. It was, what is it? Yeah, there's that timing thing. I forget what it's called. But anyway, oh, when you have synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
Yeah, synchronicity, and all the other icities in there. This kind of it happened at a moment where I was like, oh wait. So the topic was underlying. Never let anyone make you feel like they know you more than you know you.
Mm.
And that is her situation right now. And it really icked me out as I was reading everything that was coming through. And I was heated at the moment. And then I had to like bring myself down to like, okay, because so far her doctors are telling her what she needs to be doing. And they doubt that she's feeling the way she's feeling. Friends, family members that would normally help her when she's having a moment because she's a new mom are not available to help her now that she's going through an injury.
Mm.
Um, the spouse is kind of like MIA at times. So it was just one of those moments where I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my God. But I know you and I have conversations with, if the doctor is not working for you, find yourself another doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had all the answers for her, but I don't. And I was like running through my mind on different scenarios. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait to talk to Lisa because this is a great topic to have, to find not fixes, but find positive answers to for the moment. So I had suggested, I said, I have a friend who is now able to go through what she's going through because she went to several doctors. I said it may have seemed meaningless at that point, but right now she is going to be getting help soon. I said, my cousin,
Hmm.
same idea. She's getting her stuff switched around. I said, don't give up just because. But at the same time, you know your body more than anyone else. And that's her other thing is she said she feels like a stranger in her own body. And
Mm.
God, my heart broke when she said that. I was like, man.
Is she our age?
She is, she should be 37.
And she just had a baby?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah.
old?
Let's see. That was last year she had her baby. So
Okay.
he should be going on a year.
Okay. Hmm.
So
So it's not like she's facing like postpartum depression, but she's like
I
going through other hormonal things in her life right now where she doesn't feel like she recognizes herself in her own body.
right, right.
That's such a horrible feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said to
And
her,
then for, oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
no, you go.
I was gonna say, and then for people to like tell you, oh, it's probably just like all in your head, or for doctors to tell you, no, there's nothing wrong with you, like you're fine, like all the blood work is coming back normal. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, just because blood work is coming back normal, it doesn't mean that there's not something that's actually going on.
Right.
And that's beyond frustrating.
Yes. Yes. That's I was saying to her, I was like, because I've always been upfront and forward with her. We used to go together, take lunches and stuff like that when we worked together. And she would just talk to me about whatever's happening, and I would talk to her about what I was going through. And I'm like, you don't always have to feel like choice A, B, C, and D that you're on a time limit and you need to just pick the first thing that sounds more reasonable than the other. I was like, don't do that to
Yeah.
yourself. Like, because 9 times out of 10, you end up pooping the bed because now you're like, oh my God, well, nobody really wanted to help me, so I didn't know what to do. Like, there are options. It's just sometimes when you're in the rut, the options seem like they're not there.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if there's multiple things that you're trying to fix all at once and they're all stressing you out. It's like eventually your body goes into a freeze mode and then
Mm-hmm.
everything feels like magnetized because it's like, I have to do something, but where do I begin? And then you just completely like shut down.
Right, right. So that's where we kind of ended off, but I let her know. I said, I'm not there with you physically. And she said, I know you're not, and that's why I reached out to you because I thought maybe you would think things through better as I'm texting it to you and giving you that insight. She's like, you've always been able to help me when I need help the most. When she was going through college, it'd be like 3 a.m, and she's like, help. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I
Oh,
can't get through this. I just need somebody to help me, and nobody's awake. I was like, I am. At that point in time, I was running my basket business, and I'd be up all hours of the night. So sometimes 9 o'clock at night, I'm checking up on her to see if she was able to do her lecture papers. And then so 3 a.m, she gets back to me and she's like, I'm so stressed. I'm like, all right, let's chill. I was like, go into your kitchen, get you a bowl of cereal, and then sit down, and then we'll go over your papers.
oh, you're
That's,
such a good friend.
I just, it was just watching the struggles of someone who was legit trying, and just seeing how I was maybe right up the street, but my car didn't always work to go drive up the street. And, so we would just go back and forth a lot of times with different ideas and stuff. And, then she'd report back. She'd show up at work early. She's like, look what I got. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you passed. Good.
Aw.
Things like that. So,
So you've obviously been like a constant force in her life of good. So the fact that she could still reach out to you, like that's pretty special.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, when I got invited to her graduation party and I got to meet her
Aw.
parents, and I was like, dang. Like, I was all crying and so, like, snot crying, because it was just like, dang, man. 'Cause she was giving the thank yous, and she's like, if it weren't for my friend Aisha, I don't know if I would. I was like, stop, you would have passed. It would have took you a little bit, but you would have passed. Like, because, and everybody's like, that's how she is. She's kind of like, but that's it, the whole thing. Like, calm down, you'll be okay. And
Poor girl.
yeah, like, so now taking that into her being a mom, and people just kind of like closing the doors, and it's like, she needs help, y'all. Like, I guess that's where I feel like lost sometimes, when people are like, have kids, get married, have kids, get married. And then you do those things, and then everybody disappears. They only want to see you and the baby when y'all looking cute. like, like when the baby's not a problem, let me hold the baby. And that drives
And
me
it's sad that
crazy.
people even put those expectations on people. Like,
Mhm.
when are you having babies? When are you having babies? Like, why do you want to force that on people?
Right, right, right. Um, Speaking of, I've been watching a lot of videos. I guess us doing this has led me to watch a lot of the downsides to a lot of these situations, because there are happy endings to a lot of these things. And the one thing I'm seeing are a lot more women are having babies, 40s, 50s, 60s. And the younger crowd is coming for them. And they're like, that's, whoa, what are you doing? Go be a grandma. And it's like, okay, but the younger generation isn't having kids like that. And some of these grandmas are legit living the time of their lives. They're settled, their houses are paid off, cars are paid off. There's nothing for them to get into, and most of them are single women. And they're
Hmm.
either adopting, or those eggs they froze when they couldn't afford to have kids, they're doing it now. And they're like, I'm living. Like, I am in the primes. I wouldn't have kids in this climate of politics. But the women who are able to do so and to enjoy, you know what I'm saying? It's good to
Okay,
see.
well, good for them. Each their own.
Right. They're flourishing.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I couldn't imagine like, being right now 47, like having another kid, let alone like, older. But to each their own. Good for them.
I couldn't imagine doing it, because, like, I still want to sit in the vehicle sometimes and just drive places, and, like, go have a vanilla latte from the supermarket, and, like, have my peace, because so far, two sets of stepkids, and they all say, Aisha, can you just chill for like 2 seconds? And I'm like, wow, who's the parent here? It makes me think when Shane was a baby, and you turn that corner real quick, and he's like, "Whoa,
Oh my
mommy!"
God.
Like thinking about that, but these kids are in their teens, and it's like a really, Aisha? Can you just a little bit? And it's like,
Yeah. Well,
dang,
it's funny, like even Shane now, like he's gonna be 27 in a couple weeks. And even
gosh.
now he's always like, Mom, you're so childish. You're such a child. Because like I do really weird shit. And he's like the mature one. Well, most of
Yeah,
the time, because sometimes like, he's like a little weirdo. But he's always
right.
telling me that like, you're so childish. Oh, okay.
I don't. I see a lot of videos that say that people in our age bracket, to about like what, 52, 54, are childish. But the era that we grew up in, we got a little bit of both. We had to be the adults when we're out in the playground, and then we also got to be kids at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of kids today don't understand. God, it's hard to explain, honestly. Like, we had video games, but at the same time, we had outdoor life.
Yeah. Like we had video games, but like we weren't focused on staying inside all day playing the video games.
Right, right. So that was like our
Like we were
time
outside
to,
like doing manhunt, freeze
yes,
tag, and TV tag, like you said, like we were doing all that stuff.
maybe, maybe it was the fact that everybody, what it takes a community to raise a child.
Hmm.
And you think about it, you were the older sibling. And then there were the younger ones. You know what I'm saying? Like in our group, there was you, Tina. What was that girl's name? Dorothy? That one girl?
Dorothy?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember. Oh my God. But like,
Did she live closer to you or closer to me?
I don't even know who she belonged to.
Oh,
She was like somebody's visiting cousin or something like that. I forget how it went, but I don't even think that was her name. I think that was like her middle name or something. But
oh, okay.
she just kind of, she was there. God, I remember when it was just a certain group of us. There was Myrna, who would
Oh,
be
yeah.
the adult of the group. So like, it was the best of both worlds.
And she was always the adult because she was like, 10 feet tall and,
Right.
we were like,
Yes.
little shrimps next to her.
Yes. So we got to experience life as kids, and then we got to experience the responsibility of there's always other little ones here that we got to watch out for.
Yeah. Yep.
But damn, it kept us responsible, but we knew how to have a good time. So,
Yeah, like growing up, like we were close to, like everything. Like, we were on the border of like Avenel, we were on the border of Rahway. I mean, we
mm-hmm.
were on the border of like the other side of Avenel, the side that like, everybody like frowned upon and stuff. And then we were close to,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they live on the other side of the tracks of Avenel.
Yes.
And then like where I was, like when after, I originally lived the next building over from yours at 901, and then we moved
Yes.
like right down the street, and I was on the border of Rahway. So the guys from like the projects, they were always at my house, and like everybody was just like always hanging out, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
so nice. Like our time back then is so different compared to like what people have to like go through now. Like we really had it good, like in like the 80s and the early 90s, with just like
We
everybody
did.
hanging out and just like having fun.
Even with the dating drama of this one and that one, and we're gonna go to this blank's house and be her ass for. And even with that and listening to that, we knew that we were kids. Don't get involved.
Yeah.
You know. And there
Yeah.
was we're gonna drop you off at home or your friend's house, and we going over to. So if mom asks where I'm at, don't tell. And you'd be like, okay, okay. Like it was just that simple. But
Did Paul ever do that to you or no? He never did that with you. I
Paul
can't picture Paul fighting.
he wasn't the fighter, but he was the designated, like, don't fight, y'all. why are we
Yeah. Oh,
fighting? Yeah, that was
Paul.
Paul.
I could see that.
Paul kept the peace. He was like, come on now, we all got to see each other at school. We don't want to
Yeah.
do this. so, so yeah, that was him. That was him. My God, such good times. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But like,
Like Alfred,
ah,
I remember, it was, obviously you were over there, and then like you had Jamil and Jack, in
yeah,
the apartment across from you, and Gage was over there also. And there's just always like so many fun guys like hanging out over there. I don't remember his last name. I think it was like Schwartz, but I had like the biggest crush on Paul Schwartz. Do you remember him? He was like one of Jack's really good friends, and he had like these beautiful blue eyes.
oh my, whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
Holy moly, yeah.
Yeah, he was so handsome. He was just always so like sweet. They all were.
Yeah,
They were always
I was
sweet to
about to say
us.
they were all. They had that protective older brother to little sister protection,
Yeah.
and it was just so. It was such a comforting thing to be able to be around that, because if anybody came around that was not safe to be around, like we would know. And it was just God. I wish
I
kids
think we were
today
really
could.
lucky where we grew up because it really
Right.
was like a little community of people just like look like everybody knew each other.
Yes. Yes.
It was so nice.
Oh my
I'll always
God.
think of like Avenel having like those happy, besides like my home life, like
Mm.
thinking about like all the friends and what we were surrounded by. Like those were always gonna be like happy memories.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, I miss that. I wish that there was some form of community like that now for kids.
Yeah.
Um, because a lot of kids are like, like they ask, what was it like in your area growing up? What was it like when you would go to places growing? It wasn't like it was nothing like now where you take kids out and you have to be concerned. You have to be concerned that you turn around for 2 seconds and the ice cream man snatched them up. Like, speaking of
It's
ice,
funny but not funny.
right? Here's why, to me, it's not funny in a mythical Jeepers Creepers. I need to stop watching these types of movies way. Did you see that town in Virginia where the ice cream truck? I very, very loosely use that. The ice cream truck was driving through like 10 at night to like 2 in the morning and like luring kids out of their houses. Now, this is very.
That sounds like a creepy pasta story.
It does. It does. And I thought it was fake. I'm like, this ain't real. Like, why they telling these stupid stories? Turns out this lady's recording it and she's like, I got him! And she's like running down the street chasing this ice cream truck. Mind you, the labels on it, there's no labels, but it's playing the Ice Cream Man song. And I was like, hold up, what? I was like, oh, I thought this was just a zoink Scoob. I thought it was just a made up story. No, it was very real.
Oh,
Very real. Yeah, I did not like that.
interesting.
Yeah, so there's that. There was what, 2013, the year of the clowns. Remember
I
that?
remember that.
So,
Yeah.
like, kids today do not have what we had yesterday. I was watching the whole thing and I was like, I'm gonna go out on a limb on being a conspiracy theorist, but I'm pretty sure those are like aliens dressed in clown costumes to see how humans would react to just,
My God.
you know what I'm saying?
That's pretty
Like,
funny.
it just,
Oh man, you should have started that little conspiracy theory.
I wanted to, but there was no Facebook at the time, wasn't
Oh,
really. Yeah, there weren't enough crazies on there at the time. So,
okay.
yeah. So, anytime I got on and I would tell something like a video, oh my God, speaking of that video, anytime I would tell something, people were like, Aisha, you're laughing too hard for us to understand even what you're trying to say. And I'm like, hold up, y'all. This is what I'm trying to say. It would never work out. So, it was just.
Yeah, no, not once you start laughing.
Right, right. I could tell, like, the story I told that led them to say, don't tell any more stories. I could tell it now because I'm okay. But at the time, watching it process, watching the situation play out, I was like, child, what you doing? So no, I didn't get my clown story out there
No, it's
to
not
the
too
world.
late. Well,
Um,
here you go. She now has a conspiracy theory around those 2013 clowns.
I guess I'll just post it up on Instagram and see if
You
I
probably should.
see if I get any takers. Grabbing
Yeah,
at the
I'm sure
udders.
you would.
Yeah. So I don't like. I don't. I don't. I also don't want to feed into those people because sometimes they don't have an off switch.
They don't, but it's so fun hearing what they come up with. I love it.
I don't want them to be like, "See, I told you, lizard people." Then I'll be like, "Lisa, why you tell me to do it?" That would be horrible. It'd be funny though, but horrible.
Would be funny.
But yeah, with the situation that I brought forth, I also wanted to ask because I did it one time. It was a free thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You ever go online and try like talk to a doctor.com kind of situation? You ever use those?
No, I've never used that.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, oh, also that's good for, and I'll give this suggestion for anybody that is in looking of need of searching for just about all of New Jersey, all of Ohio, North Carolina is having the pop-ups going on now, and it's becoming a thing. Minute clinics and
Okay.
urgent care. Those
Oh
are
my God, there's
really,
so many.
yes, they are so convenient. I had to go to one time because it was a holiday weekend,
Mhm.
and it turned out I was having a relapse into strep throat as an adult. I was like, oh no. So once I started getting it as a kid, I was done for. I was like, here we are. But as an adult, I didn't get it until moving to Ohio. I guess it's the Ohio wind. I don't know.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had to go to a CVS, go to a minute clinic. And when I tell you, having insurance, but I had just started the new job, I didn't have any kind of form of whatever. And it was, so she took a urine sample and she did a blood test. And then she did the throat culture. She did all three because at a minute clinic within CVS, time remaining, okay, 7:50. They tell you we're taking all of this to just be cautious of, since you're not going to a regular doctor. We need all of this here in case we have to send the cultures over to your doctor. But we will screen everything we're doing right now to make sure there's nothing more serious going on. Cool, fine. Within the 5 minutes of that culture, dude, she was just like, oh, it's the start of strep throat. Were you recently sick? And I was like, actually, yeah. She was like, okay, that would make sense. Gives me the medication, this, that, and the other. And she's like, you're at the new job. She's like, don't even worry about it. I'll send this over to your regular doctor. Just make sure to go get your checkup over there once your insurance kicks in. She's like, but for now, she's like, $25.
Wow.
What? I was like, 20, $25, 20, but the medication.
Wow.
She's like, I was like, are you sure? Am I supposed to give you a tip? And she's like, no, it's 25. And I was like, you just took a throat culture, blood sample, and a urine sample. You gave me medication. And like, no insurance right now. And she was like, well, you could also be reimbursed once insurance does kick it. Slap your mama. What?
Really?
Yes.
This is at the minute clinics at CVS.
Yes. I was like floored. Who would have thought?
Yeah, seriously, because I know like when I didn't have insurance and I went to one of the urgent cares,
Mm-hmm.
like they do it on a sliding scale, but I still had to pay like $100. So
That's what I was
$25,
waiting
that's
for.
pretty awesome.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, well, here we go. But
And that included the medication.
yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. So I
That's pretty
always tell
amazing.
people, if you are in view of a minute clinic, in view of urgent care, there's another one that they have now. Maybe in our next live, I'm going to tell people stay away from them. Um, I want to make life as simple as possible for adults who are adulting, who have no time for nonsense. As
I
funny
love
as
that.
things and joking as all the fun things that we enjoy in life, I will constantly tell people when it's time to adult, because I have been in the world of insurance working with people now with Medicaid and Medicare going through what it's going through and dealing with patients and being a caregiver. There are things that you have to pay attention to. And so I love being able to give life advice on a lot of that stuff, because sometimes you're paying these people and what are you paying them for? You know, like I want to live like those people with bloody eyeballs and what was it, drippy anus, like in them commercials when they prescribe the medications, and I'm like may cause. I'm always like,
Yeah. No.
and you're that happy in that park? Get out of here! Like, the most recent one I saw, me and Dan were like beside ourselves. I was like, wait, did that say leads to death? like,
Yeah, isn't that crazy? May lead to death. Wonderful. Yeah. I need
yeah,
to start taking that right now.
right. And they're doing cartwheels and they're go karting, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. It's a little suspect, but okay if that's what y'all want to do. So it's just so weird, so damn weird. But I always, I always just try to like just try to find a path, a route, just to try to make it easier. Because,
No, that's great. And especially the fact that you have this background dealing with like insurance and patients. Like we should have like one of our talks should be you focusing on that so you can get, give people ideas of what to expect, what to do. Because I'm going through that with my grandmother right now, since she is 93, she's on Medicare
mm,
and just dealing with issues with insurance and all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely something that we could talk about next time because I'm sure there's so many people that don't know what to do.
yeah, yeah. You know, if Toonie has time or a moment or whatever, a break in her day, I would love to have Toonie sit in on one of these as well. Because Toonie's
Absolutely.
like a traveling phlebotomist, so to speak. She goes to clients' houses to get them set up with insurance. She does the blood stuff and everything, and then she puts it through. I love hearing her take on the side of, with me, I was sleep apnea, and people have to test positive for sleep apnea to get equipment through the insurance. So a lot of times if these tests are showing that they just are a crappy sleeper, they don't get anything. And it's
Mhm.
like, bro, like what is the insurance there for then? Like, so getting
No,
multiple
that'd be a good
opinions.
idea. Have Toonie come on.
So yeah, that would be pretty cool just to have that whole as a whole to cover grounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I would love that. Just to touch on different topics, like I said, for adults who are adulting and having a hard time. I know not all parents are helpful. Um, I know that there are the parents who are still living in an era where, you know what I had to do for myself? We're not in that era anymore,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Not.
We're in a very crazy time where sometimes it takes multiple punches in one's face to get where we need to get to.
Sometimes it takes even more than that.
Right, right. So I'm like, if we could just breathe, we'll get there together, you know? And last thing I just recently saw, we have a minute left. Last thing I just recently saw was there are now online hotlines that people pay a certain amount of minutes for somebody to listen to them complain. Why are you paying for someone to listen to you talk about your crappy day? Can't I 1-800 and maybe if I have money donate something for somebody else to use that $5 to talk? You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Interesting.
Like, I shouldn't have to put money out to, if I can't afford a shrink, I can't afford a shrink. This should be a free outlet. You should be like my friend. I could call you and talk to you and bring over some
Well,
snacks
we
and
can
we.
talk about that also because there are like free outlets, even though it may not seem like there are like therapists are available, but most counties do have places where it's either free of charge,
Okay.
or you pay like on a pay scale, rating
Okay.
scale.